Welcome back to another episode of Fun with me and my 2007, now canned GT500. So we got some stuff to do today. Let me show you what's going on. Apparently it never ends. We got more stuff in the mail. You saw last video, we went ahead and planned on doing some stuff. But first up, went ahead and got our hub spacer for the VMP Pulley. That should get our belt alignment issue figured out. I think I may need to get a new belt as well when I had it running the last video. I was hearing a bit of a thwapping sound is the best way to put it. Pretty sure it was in time with the belt, and I'm likely we may have already shredded it a little bit. So got to put that on, and then I'm gonna unbox this stuff, show you what we got going on. This is gonna cover probably the next 2 videos, maybe 3, we'll see, depending on what shows up in the mail as well. All right, so just got everything unboxed. This is gonna be a separate video, but we are taking care of the gear wind issue in the car at some point pretty soon here. Kind of gonna do all this stuff at once because, well, let's go ahead and explain what we're doing in this video. So, simple stuff, we're popping on our little spacer right here, no big deal, I'm gonna do that real quick. We're changing out the fuel filter. I don't know when the last time the fuel filter was changed on this car, and if it gets clogged up, eventually you're gonna wind up getting low fuel pressure. It's just gonna have a hard time fighting through it. Don't want that, get a lean condition, pop your motor. Very bad, very cheap to replace, like $6. So we don't wanna do that. Here's your part number if you need it. And then this is the transmission output shaft seal. So we're also gonna replace this guy because, oh, looks like they already pre-greased it. That's cool. Currently the one in there is leaking, another part number right there. And yeah, that's bad. I don't like that at all. Does not make me happy. It's a nice car. It's kind of dumb to have a leaking seal and not, fix it. The downside is to be able to fix it, we got to take out not the transmission. We got to take out the drive shaft. So if the drive shaft's coming out, I want to pair it with doing the rear diff stuff because it's already got to come out. You got to take off a lot of the exhaust. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. So that's pretty much that, and we'll kind of get into it. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and time lapse through this real quick so you guys don't have to sit through a whole explanation. But like I was saying, we're changing out our pulley right here. Not the pulley itself, but putting in the hub spacer. All we gotta do really is take off the coolant bolts right here that hold the coolant reservoir on, set it out on the side, get a 1/2-inch ratchet to put in our tensioner, loosen it, pop off the belt, or the belt, pop off the bolts. Should be a quick and easy process. So let's go ahead and knock that out real quick. Also, I found the source of my flapping noise on the belt. I don't know if you can see right there, that nice little nick in there. Yeah, looks like it's just enough to have a little bit of edge to it. It's probably catching my pulley. A little bit of marks on it right there too. So that's interesting. Hard to say if maybe I have some like debris that got stuck in there or what, but looks like something got stuck on it. You can kind of see that matches the contour. I don't know, kind of weird. Maybe some piece of metal got stuck on the belt. There's another nick in it right here. This one's actually pretty big. That's got a lip to it right down there. Well, that's about. So I don't know if you can see that one right there. I don't know if you can see that one right there, but this is a pretty nice little nick. I think we're just gonna all in all remove this belt altogether. She's yeah, she ain't happy. I don't know how it got all beat up, but edge on something that was catching it on the flat side. It looks like one of the flat pulleys. I don't know if it's this one necessarily. There's definitely a mark there or what, but something was chewing into this belt pretty good. All right, yeah, the snout and everything looks fine. I must have dropped, looks like I dropped a piece of wire or something, and it definitely chewed the belt pretty good. I don't know where it came from, and it's not like it's compromised necessarily, but it's enough to make it almost sound like the motor's knocking, kind of sound like that. That right there, and then where's the other one? Yeah, this one especially right here is actually a pretty decent little gouge. So, like I was saying, I honestly have no idea how the heck that happened. Doesn't matter though, we'll order a new one and a new accessory belt while we're at it. Just these, I reused these from the previous install, even though I said in the video, get new belts. I just got a new one, so I thought I was fine. But anyway, here's our little hub spacer right here. So nothing too wild, little piece of aluminum. And you can kind of see She just slips on just like that. All our little holes line up, and that'll space out our pulley properly. So really, you shouldn't have to do this, but for whatever reason, it is what it is. I do believe, I was looking at this, these are the same pulley sizes for the Gen 3R. So it's possible, this is a Gen 2, not even a Gen 2R that's still currently sold. Very possible the clearance has changed, but at least they make a part to fix it. So yeah, my initial fix was just put the washers, which are not quite thick enough, on the backside to get it running for the initial tune. But yeah, so I'm gonna toss this back on real quick. It's not really a torque spec, you just don't wanna go crazy. They're only a 10 millimeter. So yeah, let me toss this back on, and then obviously I'm gonna order new belts before we put this part back together, but that doesn't prevent us from keep going on to the next part of the process, which is gonna be fuel filter. So let me throw this on, and we'll start the fuel filter. All right, so that's that, easy day. I don't know if you can tell very well, but looking at this line right here, which is where the belt used to ride, and this front line right here, they're pretty much perfectly in line with the pulley now. So yeah, definitely needed that spacer. Still super weird looking at this back. There's a little bit of space there now. I'm just curious. I'm gonna look at my old pulley to see something. This is the 2.4 or the 2.7 that we used to run. Yeah, who knows? Whatever, I don't know, honestly, but she's on now, so that should be good there. Like I said, I gotta order new belts. Let's go ahead and do the fuel filter now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the car jacked up. It's gonna be a minute, and I'll meet you once it's already up in the air. All right, car's up on jack stands in the rear and some blocks in the front, so she's not going anywhere. And the fuel filter is located right down here, so you can kind of see it right up in here. Let me move the light real quick. That little bit shiny right there is the fuel filter. So we gotta take off this cover. Looks like there is a 10 mil there, here, one here, and I also don't see any other ones, so flip in time lapse real quick and we'll go into this thing pulled off, see what else, if I missed any. All right, so I'm not gonna pull this panel all the way down. I can pinch it enough out of the way, and that's our fuel filter right there. So I'm gonna leak some fuel as soon as we do this. I already know that from past experiences. It's done on a Mustang GT, pretty much the same exact process, but they're just hand pinch lines, so you can pop them out by hand pretty much. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I didn't defuel or depressurize the fuel system. Probably should have done that, but it's whatever. You do that by popping out the fuel relay, cranking it over a couple times, and it's good. It's not really a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop off the 2 lines, and we should be good to go and get the new one on. All right, glad I wore gloves, but the fittings are just pinch fittings and you can pop it off. I worked the fuel filter back and forth in the housing. Sometimes you can see anything dirty comes out, but this one looks pretty clean, which is good. Had some kind of pretty gross, unmarked. Nope. I don't know what brand that is, but that's done. Let's go ahead and put our plate back. All right, got our little panel back in. I was trying to figure out why this was like messed up a little bit, and I guess there's a transition safety loop or cross loop or whatever you want to call it on this car, and I guess that covers up where this bolt would be. So it is what it is. Other than that, you got one 10 mil here, one 10 mil there, and the one here, as I was saying before. You can also access your fuel filter bolt here if you want to do it that way. Yeah, pretty easy. All right, so I went ahead and decided I'm gonna make that its own little video. So that's how you replace your fuel filter on your 2007 to 2009, maybe the 13, 14s, I don't know. 07, 09, for sure, that's how you replace your fuel filter. I'm gonna make just this one video just because it's easier to search. You can find a fuel filter replacement that way. I'm gonna continue on, and if you're following on the channel, you'll see the series of where we're kind of just knocking out small maintenance stuff here and there. Fuel filter's done. I'm gonna go ahead and hop right into the next video, and that's gonna be doing this transmission seal. So I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.